Warning: this podcast may contain adult content or language. It also might contain content that could be seen from others as uncomfortable or upsetting due to personal reasons. If that is the case, then please proceed with caution or stop the video, as we at the table are comfortable in most circumstances. This is a safety blanket meant for all individuals watching these episodes, as it is unclear what story content will be displayed. Hope you enjoy the story.
So what are you gonna do about the rest of us then?
Like a sea hag, but a night hag.
Alright, I'm gonna do a link stab.
Do not cause trouble. This is trouble. I'm about to get bitch slapped by a halfling. Grabs him, pulls out Moon Shadow, and holds it to his neck.
Let's get a busy signal.
So you begin communing.
The ground is eating a troll. I don't like this ground. Oh yeah, I just completely forgot it.
So what do I need to roll?
You can see Rex literally eating his dice.
Yeah!
Use that frying pan as a drying pan.
Rapier stab!
You use your action to cast fly.
Fuck!
I can't.
Convey a message of what the fuck are you saying? Be quiet. I'm gonna tackle that troll and maul it to death, hopefully. I'll observe.
Got disadvantage on it. That's a 2.
You stab the one you were talking to. You hear yes. Those that are looking back, all you hear is no. You look at Ryder, nothing. You look at everyone else, turn back. He has a shovel. Great God's War Call.
I am Zacchaeus Fells, the tiefling group.
Good
Right.
cut off there.
Jacqueline Ash River, at your service.
Felix, Lysander.
Gopher. Rex Rivers here.
Alright.
Felix
And
is
I
gonna
am
use
the
a question.
DM. Welcome back to Misroll Adventures, where the players make plans and horribly execute them.
And say their names as a question, apparently. What is Felix?
What is Felix? No. Before we get into it, what I want to say is if you're ever interested in other tabletop RPGs or any reviews on them before purchasing them, check out RPGLeague at their landing site, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And you can follow them around, see what they do their videos on. They also do a few reviews on other tabletop RPGs, not just Dungeons & Dragons. And yeah, you can check them out at their landing page at www.rpgleague.com. Where we last left off, everyone explored Waterdeep after some time. There was an instance with a Kortian goddess of the Spring Kortian, who then transferred a bit of energy into Zacchaeus, who then turned into a sprite in front of everyone's eyes, except for Felix, well, Randall at the time, and Rex.
Sprite Karis.
Felix was there. He was a rock.
Sprite Chris.
Sprite Karis. But during their excursion there, more or less, they found out about a new goal that was bestowed upon them by the Kortian goddess, and
Bestowed upon him.
bestowed upon Zacchaeus, in turn, was looked to the rest of the party. But to find the other portals to the Feywild, as the 4 seasons had been severed in different portions of time. So going to them and restoring the Kortians, they would be able to fix the plague of the Feywild magic that's been going into the world. Leaving the Feywild, they also then were informed by Zacchaeus that the ring of water walking that had been cursed onto Jacqueline's finger was also a ring of listening, more or less. And
It was also a wiretap.
it was a wiretap. The Cult of the
survey
Dragon
was
could
awful.
listen in at any point of time into the ring as far as they could tell. fleeing out of risk of losing the finger, she went invisible and then dove into the pool to head back to the material plane, as did everyone else then following suit, only for Jacqueline to then forget everything that happened in the Feywild, including the potential risk of losing a finger. After going back to the group, telling everyone of everything that happened except the finger loss, they came to the consensus of only messaging to convey any important details, so that way they could make it to Waterdeep safely without having any issues with information. Making it to Waterdeep, they were paid out by the caravan person that they were going with, Harvey Days, and then proceeded to investigate some. They found out a bit of information about the explosions that have been happening, traveled to the archive to learn that all of the forces that the Church of Bahamut had bestowed upon the city was also then fled, taking everything or copying everything from the archive before leaving. Leaving the entire city to fend for itself. That picked up. Also investigating, Zakaris and Jacqueline went to investigate Zakaris' home and had found it in
such a beautiful place.
In shambles. The furniture there looked to have been molding or withering away for years. The interior of it had been caved in, but they investigated some more, found an insignia ring, as well as a photo of a woman that Zakaris then tucked away into his pockets, into his satchel.
Wasn't it a whole portrait?
It was a fairly bigger portrait, but regardless.
So that's actually quite impressive.
They then found a door behind some rubble, used the ring, opened it, went down into what seemed to be a basement that seemed to be paranoid of sorts. It had a lot of different documents with stemming fabric going from line to line, with a picture of a man named
Karn.
Turnitin Frausk, who looked like their friend Karn that had been traveling with them for quite a while. They were suspicious of to begin with. Traveling back to the inn, they met up with a man named Felix, as Randall had received a letter from his father in the Church of Bahamut, the headquarters of it in a different continent, and decided that, as in the document, it stated that his sister was being portrayed as the cause and effect of what happened to the church beforehand and how it was attacked. In that not only was his sister's power revoked, but Randall's and his father's were as well, who then joined the black market, basically, the black network. And
I mean, I'm more willing with them to join up with the Harper.
You literally... Beside the point!
I will cut you with this.
He's using it as a means.
Okay, you're still going with them.
Correct.
That is what was said. Anyways, going in, discussing with Felix and giving a brief rundown of their plan, Felix decided to follow them, but is taking Ryder to his home, whom of which is not here at the moment.
And he'll never leave it. He'll work on his
Felix
book.
will kill Ryder at home.
I'll lock him in a room and make him work on his book.
But that is essentially where we last left off. Everyone had been starting to go to bed, and it had just reached fairly dusk at this point. Night has fallen, and everyone has joined up, essentially. So, apart from Felix and Ryder, who have left, who is staying in certain rooms?
I think Jacqueline and Zakaris were in their own room.
I believe so, yes. I believe there was a normal room, or was it 2 good rooms? I cannot recall.
I paid for 2 good rooms.
Okay.
Didn't we have 3 rooms, though?
No.
Because there was only 7 of you.
Yeah,
So-
but then didn't they buy the rooms before they realized me and Jordan could own some?
I think what it was is you bought 1 good room and 1 normal room, and then Ryder was going with Felix.
I'm pretty there. I know there was
I
a
have
comment about
no
someone.
idea.
That's what we're gonna play it as, just
Okay,
because
we
it
have
makes
rooms
sense.
in a hotel. Okay.
Yeah, very fat. It was already paid for, so there's no other need. Oh, also, they went up and got rid of the ring that was cursing them as Felix's friend.
They threw it in like 3-inch deep water.
Yep. From the cleric of Bashaba, Julius Ons. They threw it. Then they also exchanged all of their coins for gold at the poor bank that they dropped off nearly thousands of copper and turned it into a few coins. Turned hundreds of pounds into a couple of pounds.
Into go crying.
We broke the bank.
Then they also sold...
No, you broke the banker.
They sold the magic items that they stole as well to a lady named Lady Gretchen at the magic shop Enchanting Divine.
With like 3 eyes.
It had 5 eyes on the title.
I was honestly thinking you were saying that the madam person had 3 eyes.
No. And they did. They sold the Mace of Disruption. And
Mace of Terror.
Yeah, I thought
Mace-
that was the
Mace of
only
Terror.
thing they sold.
I thought they sold...
No, they sold the Mace of Terror.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they used the rest of it for gold. They still sold the Mace of Terror.
I was confused.
It wasn't more than like 1,000 or something?
It was
Yeah.
about... she would do in-store trade for 1,100, I believe.
So yes.
Yes. And they bought several magic items that will be ready within 4 days or so. What is that?
It was the duct tape thing. It
Okay.
works as a makeshift frisbee.
Well, now it's going to stay over there.
Okay.
But that is where we last left off. So, as everyone's going to sleep.
You should read the back of it.
Oh my god. For fuck's sake.
Duct tape ad read. just kidding.
Max, I can tell you wrote this because you also spelled aliens wrong.
And they have intentionally done that.
Wait, what? What?
I was making fun of the.
Wait, what?
Making fun of the History Channel. Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he spells aliens right.
It's
Yeah,
all...
for this joke, I made it. I misspelled it incorrectly on purpose.
Anyways. So.
It's all was Oilens?
Yeah, AILENES.
That's not a name.
Regardless.
Yeah, whatever.
Those that are going to sleep. Gopher, you, I believe,
Are
went to
still
bed after drinking your 17 cups of liquor as you, once again, only had gold to pay for liquor.
Yep.
Doesn't he have silver now? Finally?
Some
I
now.
still paid with gold.
Still paid with gold. It's like, here's that. To the dwarven man that was running the Storm's Hollow.
Wow, that's the coolest bar's name we've had this entire time.
He's only been to like 3 fucking
And
bars.
they've all been really dumb names.
Wolf's Den?
Yes.
That's not...
That's not that.
Besides the fucking point. Gopher, you're going to bed?
Yep.
Rex, you're going to bed? You two are in the same room
Yeah.
as well, since the 2 tieflings went into their own. Felix, you're walking with Ryder. And Jacqueline and Zakaris are in their rooms. So, we'll go over to you, Felix and Ryder, as it hasn't been too late. So, Felix, as you're heading back home, which is somewhat near the archive, you're heading towards it, and Ryder kind of just looks over. So, how long have you been staying here?
What year is it?
I don't know. You've been year dates. You've been from
I
what?
don't keep track
Oh, okay.
of I just focus on my research.
What are you researching? Pulls out the thing.
I'm starting to think. Can I have it like an
Yeah, you've had this thing for
It's like a
years,
little
so
baby.
yeah, you got like basically a small straddle for your side.
It's just this eye looking on me.
Yeah. So yeah, you show it to him, and it's weird because it also has like basically it's like a tripod of sorts with a small like it kind of could look like a camcorder, but it has
a mushroom top.
it looks more like a tower from Breath of the Wild. It's got the little like spherical triangular dome.
It's also strangely real tall.
Sorry, any of our listeners who don't play Nintendo.
I can put a picture of it. Besides the point. What does it do?
No.
It looks like a spider.
I don't know. Why do you think I've been researching it?
How much further till we get to your home?
Magic. That's all I can tell.
Well.
You asked how much further till we get to your home, and you said it was magic, you know.
Magic home. Eventually you make it to your home, and it's fairly nicer. There's a pretty well upkeep to it, as the neighboring buildings themselves seem to have some kind of saltwater mildew to them, and the stone itself seems to be somewhat molding, but your building specifically in your home has been very well maintained. The door itself has a fairly strong wooden frame to it. It's almost as if the building's been freshly built, but it actually has clearly been here for years. So, yeah, you're in front of your home. Yeah, you just open it up with a key, just open it up. On the inside, your very, very well reminisced home. Which would be more interesting if Ryder were here.
Yeah.
The furnishing is fairly nice. The lighting has magical enchanted implements, so that way it can stay lit in the night, as well as dimming in certain portions.
It looks like a wizard's house.
It looks like a wizard's home.
Also looks like he has roommates.
Yes. What you see, what Ryder would see, which is different, is preparing in what looks to be like the smaller kitchen in the back. There is a half-elven?
Yeah, I believe so.
Half-elven woman. She looks to be in her fairly young elven years, but probably
Hide her.
in the mid-20s, 22-ish range. Good. Okay. And strapped to her back seems to be a fairly large battle axe. Though she doesn't have the physical frame of somebody that would be one to wield this, she seems to be carrying it with ease on her back. Hearing the door open and close, she turns around, her face with her kind of black hair flowing down, looks to you. Sees her face kind of grows a little bit paler as she sees the elven man behind you, Felix.
Long story. Which, if you want a room, we have a spare back over that way.
You talking to Ryder?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking to,
No.
Person living with you. You need a room, it's over there. No,
Katerius stares at the elf.
Ryder leans in. So what's your relationship with her?
You don't get to talk to her.
Also, Ryder would never ask what your relationship is. He'd be like,
from what I've been told,
Yeah.
you don't get to talk to her. From what Randall has described you as.
I just want sleep. Fine. He goes into the room.
If you want food, we'll probably have something shortly.
Okay. He goes into the room.
yeah.
So, after he goes into the room, the half-elven woman kind of skirting along the wall to stay as far away from him as possible. And once the door closes, she looks at you. So who is that?
I've been asked to help some people by Randall. And
Randall's that one friend,
she
right?
Would know him.
She would know him? Okay. It's been a while.
Yeah. They're trying to figure out what's going on with the dragon cult.
Okay.
The terrorists with the bombs.
Right. So we've heard from them for a while. So what are we doing then?
Honestly, I don't know yet.
So,
That I've just been asked to help.
she kind of scratches the back of her head.
And
Well,
I'm not gonna say no to trying to deal with this big of a problem.
what about your
needs to
research?
I'll have access to more libraries. Knowledge from more than just here.
Potential knowledge. I'm not really the reading type of people.
She just kind of lets out a huff. Will we have to be leaving then?
I mean, you don't have to come with, but I have a feeling, knowing you're gonna come with no matter what.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna stay here by myself. Well, I have food ready in a little bit, so I'll grab you when you're ready. Yeah.
Is this Felix's little helper person?
Yes, this is the half-elven woman that we got into an argument about last time.
I thought she was a halfling.
No, she's half-elven.
Oh, okay.
Not halfling.
Yeah, she's half all.
She's half everything. She's like 300% person.
Nice. She somehow she's got a dragon in her. She's got
Half Elnomium.
she can
Half elf nomium.
Elf born.
the drown. Lurk drown.
Nomiifling born.
Yeah, I know Nomium born.
Short legs, but really long everything else.
That would be that is a monstrosity.
And just like really big horns that are just like disproportionate.
Anyways, nightmare fuel. So what are you doing, Felix? She goes back to just start finishing up the food. It seems
I
to be
would probably help her.
Okay, so you finish helping.
Mac and cheese.
So a little bit some time pass. You get a nice fair meal in. It seems to be a soupish type of stew. Doesn't seem like anybody else shows up inside of your home or den.
We left it off with the potential of having multiple roommates. That was
Right. It doesn't seem like anybody's coming home.
That's what I was asking.
Right. You would know that your one roommate that does stay here tends to be out at night for quite a long time.
Okay.
He tends to sleep during the day, which is when you usually leave to do your research anyways, or you're up in your laboratory doing your research.
He's an owl.
He is a night owl type of individual. Seems to work at night. Does a lot of shipyard work, so that is why he's preparing the shipyard at night.
That makes sense.
I would probably write a note for him just in case that we're going to be leaving for a while. We'll still help pay rent.
Okay. Yeah, and to maintain a home like this as well, it takes probably about like 5 or 10 gold a month to maintain.
That's cheap.
It is cheap.
You want the cheapest one for you spend all your money on
It'd be more expensive if it was multi-levels, if it was more than just 2 floors. But
I was like expecting like your apartment in like a building.
oh no. No.
Like
that would be absurd. But so while you're doing that, is there anything else that you do, or are you just heading to bed, doing any other research? Heading to bed. It is getting to about 11 o'clock, so you get some nice sleep in. Jacqueline, Zacharis, what are you two doing?
Well, Jacqueline waits for Zacharis to go to bed, or till she thinks he's asleep. Potentially.
Hello? Zacharis?
Just the static and the really quiet.
Okay.
Oh,
We heard feedback and we weren't sure if it was you
and then
talking.
we just heard like a really faint
Right.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, then it was just feedback probably.
Oh.
Anyways,
Weird. Ghosts.
continue.
So, yeah, Jacqueline will lay in her bed until she thinks Zacharis is asleep. She'll get out of bed, pull out... Do I have any parchment? I don't even think I have anything to write on.
You probably have borrowed parchment from Ryder, and there's...
If I did, I didn't...
Well, in the room, there does seem to be a little bit of some ledger, like a little bit of some parchment, and a fairly nice quill and ink.
Okay, then she will go over to where that is and start writing a letter of farewell.
Okay. And you're waiting till he tries to go to sleep, basically, to do this? Or okay.
Tell like, you know, his breathing is steady, he stops, like, you know...
Zacharis, make an insight check.
Oh boy. 21?
Okay. Are you trying to hide your intention?
I was literally just going to say she's not trying to be too terribly stealthy, because even though she does want to go do what she has to do, she also knows that she's still a little torn.
Okay. So there's that like segment where there's something like on your mind type of behavior. So Zacharis, as you're kind of getting ready, doing your nightly rituals and preparing your bed, you could tell that Jacqueline's kind of been a little bit off. She seems to be kind of paying more attention to you, and also kind of like doesn't seem to be doing her normal nightly rituals, like getting everything unpacked and the sort.
Like flopping into bed and just going to sleep.
Yeah, she seems to be doing none of
behind
that.
Waterfalls.
Are you okay? You seem more reserved than normal.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call myself okay, but it'll be fine for now. I've had a lot on my mind recently. Seeing, your old house and brought back a lot of memories. I just need to think it over.
I think I know what you're planning here.
Do you now?
Probably. I'm going to take a guess here. You only agreed to come with because I asked. You never said that you would stop pursuing your goals to head south again. And I assume this is what that is about.
Well, you're wrong. You have nothing to worry about.
Make a persuasion or a deception check. Don't tell me which is which, just tell me the total. Sakaris, you can make an insight check.
You can see the dice tray.
Well, the number doesn't matter. You just need to know what you're adding to it.
That works, actually. What did...
Perception or persuasion or deception. Don't tell me which is which. Just tell me the total.
Okay, 12.
12. Sakaris?
19.
All right, which is which? Were you?
We're both the same.
Well, were you lying or were you telling the truth?
We'll do persuasion. She was half telling the truth.
Okay. Yeah, she seems to be forthright in her response, though that she does seem to be kind of brushing the question off some.
I squint at her and I mull things over for
a moment.
If you desire to leave, I can't stop you. You know this.
I do. Wow. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
I will join you once this is done.
What?
He said he will join you once this is done.
Once what is done?
I'm guessing he's... Are you referring to joining her in traveling?
Yes.
That is what he is referring to, not, sleep.
That's what she thought.
No, yeah, you can see that his eyes kind of focus in, and there's this tone of seriousness of being a companion in traveling back home.
Well.
You also know that everyone also, since bringing up to everyone, they also did agree to go with you once everything that was resolved in Waterdeep was resolved. Other than Felix.
I mean...
He doesn't know about it. They talked about it on the cart.
No, they brought it up in the hotel room. I was briefly there and they brought it up briefly.
I don't remember that.
I'd have to go back and listen, but for now, regardless.
She sees the, severity, is that the word? Sincerity, there we go. Mm-hmm. She sees the sincerity in her eyes and remembers the sincerity in everyone's voice when they said that they would follow her. And she recalls what Corellin told her to follow her heart. And she goes, maybe that's what Corellin means. And she goes to bed.
Okay. So you flop down into the bed as your normal nightly ritual of just total exposing into the bed. Zacharias, you head in bed as well?
I head to bed reciting Turnitron Froust in my mind until I go to bed. False.
Okay. Repeating Turnitin Froust in the back of your mind. As everyone's sleeping, Gopher, nothing happens to you.
God damn it! Gopher's like, those nightmares.
That'd have been hilarious if he's like, Gopher, you're out of party, you're dead, go away.
Jacqueline,
Go home.
you have a dream.
Mm-hmm.
There is this... It's less of a dream and more of a feeling. The energetic flow of the moon, even though you're not outside and you don't have visual to the moon itself, you can almost feel its radiant light onto you. And it kind of almost lulls you awake, and your eyes kind of flutter open for a brief second, and you can see where Moon Shadow's sheath is, there is a bright light emanating from it. It's bright enough to nearly fill up this room. Zacchaeus, it's almost waking you in this light. But as it's been resting off to the side, you can see the light seems to get stronger and stronger. It's it's basically filling this room with bright light, making it a little difficult to see. Or a little difficult to sleep.
Awake in the dark.
She gets out of bed.
Okay.
And goes over to the sheath, grabs Moon Shadow by the hilt, and unsheathes it.
Okay. Unlike before, where it
tries to unsheath.
Unlike before, where it nearly vibrated to the point of like a joy buzzer and shocked your hand, it comes out with ease. And when it does, the blade itself is different. It is just like Moon Shadow, except that it is giving off a much brighter glow than when it was resting in the sheath. It also feels slightly lighter in your hand, almost as if it's more powerful just due to its magical nature. But as well as that, you can see just a little bit... Zacchaeus, would you have woken up by this?
Probably, depending on how bright the light is.
Well, considering the room is probably only about, 20 by 10 feet or so, 20 by 15 or something.
Probably.
Moon Shadow is giving off 30 feet of bright light. So yes, it would most likely have woken you. You can see that Jacqueline is standing there with the window kind of nearby and the moonlight just showing through it onto her. From behind her, you can see what looks to be almost like spectral wings of sorts. There's no feathers to them, but they have small tendril-like transparency to them that flutter behind her. And you can see just ever so slightly Jacqueline's feet lift off the floor. Jacqueline, you can feel light on your feet. Your feet do not come in contact with the ground currently. When you look down, you can see slight flittering of the transparent wings behind you. They look almost spectral and ghostly of sorts, but they have a slight sparkle to them when they're standing in moonlight. And you would know, as you are attuned to it. I need the card.
Which one?
Nope. I made a different one.
Ah.
Moon Shadow has an ability. You do not need to read that out loud. You could just read it to yourself.
Because technically we don't have access to those right now.
You have the Poisoner's Crossbow.
Yeah, they're in the cart though with Harvey. At this moment, we don't have access to them.
The Poisoner's Crossbow is with Harvey? I thought you gave it to Felix.
No, I put all that stuff into the cart.
Oh.
That's why it says cart just on the top.
Poisoner's Crossbow's not on this, so...
Okay.
Oh. I forgot to write it. That's my bad.
Well, regardless.
It's in that chest.
There's also more on the back, too.
Yeah, I read the back.
Okay.
The bottom here, is that all the time, or just when this happens?
It's just when this happens. I also forgot to put on the back, it needs to, after use, it needs to bathe in moonlight for 8 hours. Basically, receiving its own long rest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah. After about 10 minutes or so, that energy fades and the room grows dim once again.
She holds Moon Shadow close to herself, almost giving an inanimate object a hug, because it's the closest she'll get to hugging, her god. And then puts it back in its sheath. Still goes to the parchment and quill.
Okay.
But no. Back up a little bit. Sorry.
Redact.
I forgot one thing. Zacchaeus, you're still awake, right?
Yes.
Okay. What you see is her clutch moon shadow close to her, and a tear run down her cheek. But you can tell that instead of being bittersweet, it's more accepting. It's a lot warmer. She has accepted her role as the sorcerer paladin in this party. She goes to the parchment and quill and starts writing a letter of thanks to everybody.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's plenty of parchment there to write a fairly long, decent note or letter.
I'm actually gonna have to write this.
I mean, that's up to you. Would you like to? Because I have pen and paper.
Please, not right now.
Actually, no, not right now. My hands are way
I
too
suggest
shaky.
just give a quick summary of each.
I could do that.
Just speak it out loud because nothing's getting.
Yeah. Basically, after you finish writing it, it takes the better part, would you say, an hour or so. You'd still get a fairly nice rest in and everything.
Yeah, it takes a bit.
Yeah. Writing down all of your feelings takes a while. So, writing that down, Zakaris, Jacqueline, you head to bed. Find comfort in the room itself, as well as fairly newfound remorse of some kind.
She also has changed the way that she sleeps.
Oh, how does she sleep?
Instead of sprawled out, she actually covers herself and looks a lot more comfortable and a lot more,
decent,
civilized, because she's comfortable where she is.
Gotcha.
I thought you guys were gonna go Sorcerers.
I thought
you guys were gonna cuddle each other in bed.
No, she actually does. She doesn't make eye contact. She never looks at Zakaris. Because she thinks him asleep still.
Alright. Well, everyone gets a good night's rest in. You're completely rested. You get a nice, good, fairly warm meal in as well. The inn itself, the Storm's Hollow, though they don't have amazing food, seem to have fairly wide assortment of types of fish. Gopher, you can recognize one of them being a fish stick that seems to have been char grilled with a slight glaze to it as well. The rest of you can see that there's plenty of vegetables and seems to be there's nicely grilled fish for a hearty breakfast type of manner.
Nice.
Seems that sailor folk and travelers tend to eat fish in Waterdeep.
Weird.
Strange. That doesn't
crazy how
right.
water is in the name.
Felix and Ryder.
We really like our wheat-based products.
Felix, you wake up a little bit sooner than Ryder as Ryder sleeps a solid and sound, perfectly symmetrical 8-hour rest.
I'm horrified that this is Elf sleeping.
Exactly. That is the strange part. He is dead asleep.
I actually start taking notes. Research.
You do research on the sleeping elf.
No, he's like quiet like this.
I have found an elf that sleeps.
It is disconcerting as you have never seen an elf sleep.
This would probably
with normal means, other than poisons or sorts of physical afflictions to put them to sleep.
Wait a minute. So
my companion is probably even more terrifying.
Is Felix thinking to himself right now that Ryder poisons himself every night to go to bed?
He's doing research.
He's
possible.
He searches by like
is sleeping.
Where
this doesn't happen.
Felix just starts feeling that. Like you have any flasks on you.
The half elf would not go to look into the room as she does not want to affiliate herself at all
she
with
would probably still realize he's sleeping.
Not if the door's closed. She wouldn't go into the room.
Haven't we said he snores? No. Alright.
That's Gopher.
That's Gopher.
Okay. I thought it was both of them.
Because Gopher's lungs are shot and also...
Shot. He's dying of something.
Bang. I mean, he is.
Bang.
Yeah. But...
At night, shooting him every night with a gun.
Before checking on Ryder, she has also prepared food as well. Seems to be an assortment of eggs, fairly cooked bread, and
eggs.
A
and
good
vinegar.
starch to associate with it.
Potatoes.
Did you put down a name for her, by the way?
No, I left that open.
You left that
for
up to me.
choose.
Okay, I have it
Yeah.
now. I just was double checking.
I will point out though is the best background I could find for her. She is guild, whatever the guild one is, the craftsman one.
Artisan?
Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha.
like that. That's the background of the class.
Gotcha. No, I know the class and everything. I have a character sheet. So. Alright.
Wait, you created a character sheet?
Yeah, I did.
It's gonna be another Maryland.
Yeah. More or less. I made a character sheet for Maryland too. The fucking bandit that you guys more or less kidnapped.
Yeah.
You held her at gunpoint.
Who got? We gave her Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. She also stayed at
No,
Greenest.
not
so.
to mean I will. This will probably change what you meant. Give her 2 levels of rogue. Because I specifically chose that to help with the keeping her out of combat and stuff.
I got a handle.
Okay.
I'll inform you of my thoughts. So.
That's fine.
He's done it.
Anyways, everyone gets a nice, fairly good breakfast in. Sun has just started to rise. Jacqueline Zakaris, you wake up totally refreshed, and you can hear bustling outside of your room. But yeah, what is everyone doing? Basically, you 4 go for Rex, Zakaris, and Jacqueline are in the same room. Zakaris, you can also clearly see. Oh my god. What was her name now? Why am I blanking on it? The elven woman.
Shayla, not Alvin.
Not elven, half tiefling, half elf.
Shayla.
Shayla, yes. I was trying to get to Chalet, and I'm like, that's not right.
That's the one I said first.
Yes. So you can see Shayla is there as well. Her full tiefling brother is there. The elven brother you do not see anywhere. Other than that, you don't recognize anyone else that came along your caravan.
Okay.
I would have been horribly surprised if Largmar was there.
That'd be funny.
Felix, what are you doing back at home?
We'd probably eat. I'd probably take a bath and I'd leave to go.
Was that a
with
question?
You leave with Ryder to go back to the inn?
I was saying probably because I can make him do whatever he wants.
No, yeah, Ryder would just follow you as he more or less wanted to sleep and figure out who you were, and also now that he's alive, he feels a little bit more trusting of you. Because they haven't had the best circumstance with Randall in the past.
He's never tried to kill them.
Never tried to kill them.
But
Just
you never tried
abandoned.
really to help them either.
But beside the point, you guys make it back there. It takes about a good 30 minutes, which gives them time to eat and everything.
Nom nom.
So everyone is now back in the Storm's Hollow. So what are your plans? You have about 3.5 days till your magic items are finished.
My plan is to figure out what our plan is.
So how's your guys' sleep? I look at the 2 tieflings.
Alright.
It was uneventful. I went to bed.
I went to bed.
Fun event.
I slept.
So
Odd.
this is part of the recap that did Lynn tell us about that one guy?
Yes,
The orc.
you went back and informed everyone about
Yeah.
Turnist and Froust. And
Yeah,
actually,
I know.
you took the papers with them and showed it to everyone.
Yep. That was around the time when I was brought up to speed about the plan to go with it.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was in that big whole figure thing.
Right.
at the
Yes. But
What is his name again?
Turnist and Froust.
Just call him Karn if you can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, his name. He
It's
is
Karn.
gone by Karn. He looks exactly like Karn, but the documents are consistently labeling him as Turnist and Froust. Though he looks exactly the same as Karn.
So, Sakaris, what are you gonna do about this person?
Are we gonna
about
go up
Clark?
to somebody's room? Or are we in somebody's room?
Oh boy.
Where are we doing this conversation?
Oh yeah, that's right. You may not want to be talking about.
Where do we want to do this conversation?
Guess we go to our room.
We have rooms. If we want, we can go to my house. It'll be a little tight squeeze to have all of us.
No, I would no.
It was fairly nice.
We stay here.
So we go into the room.
Okay.
Into the room.
Which one?
We go to your guys' room.
Your room.
No, we go to the good one. Which one's the good one?
The one that you two stayed in.
You will go to our room.
We go into the room that can fit us all.
Yeah. So it's 2 pretty luxurious beds. When you enter in the...
No, it's one luxury bed, one super messy bed.
Okay, one disheveled one, and one fairly well kept. But there's a large table that seems to also have several books labeled onto it, and a candle lit in case people wanted to read at night, it seems.
I was supposed to say, there's a mug there all of a sudden.
There's definitely a couple mugs near the disheveled bed. A few. Just a few.
Somehow there's a keg of root beer too.
But
Okay.
yeah, so you guys enter the room, plenty of space for you all in there.
I reiterate my question to Sorcerers.
Well, suppose I have to give some context to this before I tell you my decision. This man, helped facilitate in the murder of my mother.
So, he's the murderer who killed your mother.
Not quite.
And he put it into motion, is what he's saying.
Yes.
Let's go kill it.
Well,
do you seek
let's
revenge?
not go do that in broad daylight.
Let's kill it.
Might be
No.
a little bit easier said than done. You
Please.
can go right ahead.
Put his head on a stake.
Felix, make a general intelligence check.
Give me a second.
Your intelligence, I'm pretty sure, is +3. Or it's +4.
+4.
So then,
12.
12. That's enough to know, because you would have heard his name tons of times. And you also recently remembered him before. His estate lives in the higher up portion of Waterdeep. Apart from that, you haven't seen him or anything like that.
I know he's well off and I know he's a merchant.
You know he's well off, you know he's a merchant, you know he's a half-orc. That's about as much as you got. He wears fairly nice clothes.
That's all I really cared about.
And you
Tell him now it's also knowledge for me.
It smells really nice. You might. You never smelled him.
He wears a blazer and a feather hat.
So, Sorcerers, do you want revenge for your mother?
Well, revenge for my mother is going to be a little bit harder than that, but killing him would be a good start.
Do you not have any ideas where he could be right now?
I mean,
I assume his home.
I know where his estate is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Please elaborate.
He's over in the better off section of town.
A little more
He's
detail,
not-
because you're so new to this place.
He's rich.
He's rich as fuck.
Robin, we have 3 days.
Let's not get
Heist.
No
Let's
more
not-
heists.
Ryder pitches in.
More?
As much as I like that,
Can we go back to the more part? There was one originally?
You heard nothing.
we had an instance with some people before meeting you. Randall knew about it, but if he didn't tell you, it probably wasn't important.
Alright.
So make a deception check.
God damn, I need to.
That is a 27.
He a roll. He used Randall's name, so that worked.
Alright, there you go.
I mean, he brought me up to speed. If he wasn't sad, it wasn't bored.
Alright.
Well, like Randall didn't know anything about it.
Exactly. That's where the lie came in. But,
We aim to keep it that way.
but yeah, so what's your guys' plan?
Storm the castle.
We really shouldn't do that.
What were you gonna say, Rex?
Can I make a quick intelligence to remember what our original goal was?
You would know what your goal was. Your goal was to find where they were transporting all the stolen goods that they were, and you know that they were in the caravan as far as you can tell. Karn's cart, the one that held the Grand Maven, and Mean Mead's cart both fled during that combat from before. So you know that they were traveling to Waterdeep, and your goal was to find out where they were going from here, as this is probably not the location that they were withholding that. As far as the intelligence that you were given.
Alright, thank you. So, what's our plan right now? Because we gotta find the next, because the next location will be. Because so far we all have is this person.
We have his name, yes. We also have where he lives. He works with the cult, doesn't he?
Yes.
I would say that exploring his house, mansion, whatever it is, would be a decent place to start, as difficult as that might be.
It's gonna be difficult to break into anyone's house.
It's the only lead we have.
Correct, so we need to be careful about it.
We've had to be careful about everything up till now.
From my understanding of all of that
Does
ring,
anyone remember?
with that ring, none of this.
Did you remember what did Jonna said? She will be staying in the city for a bit, or
No,
she
she
will
left.
be John knows now?
Yeah, she left.
John
She and Randall are gone.
Wait, John was here?
John McLean himself. Oh, get out of here. You League of Legends turd.
No, John barely did anything in the last session, so that's why.
She existed.
Exactly. That's what I was referring to.
Wasn't also a lot she could do.
No, she sat with you.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue on.
Probably read
So
it.
we have probably two choices: either go to his mansion, or find more information about this guy.
I think we shouldn't credit both of those as being entirely separate options. We definitely need more information before we do anything.
We have how many days until whatever other things would happen?
3 days.
In 3
Well, I
days,
mean, they had some stuff that is
So,
getting
and
prepared.
then
We have a few days already. Might as well spend those days gathering information.
but
At
we're
least
getting as
two of
soon
them.
as possible because they probably know our location and they're probably ready to just prepare to maybe just move on from this place or prepare to do something worse. So I would just get the situation probably done as soon as
I
possible.
mean, from what I was informed of, you killed a few of them. They may be looking for more help to transport stuff. You might be able to find information trying to look for people looking for transportation help and services.
That's the start right there. Anybody disagree?
Well, Ryder pitches in. The longer we wait, the longer we give them time to be ready for us. Because if they know forever, well,
That's what he's saying.
right, but what if they're not trying to leave? They're just
where they're-
preparing defenses.
We don't know that.
know their motive.
Then if they part defenses, that still be much worse because they're still prepared for us.
And that is
But I
information
mean-
that we need to figure out.
Yeah, we
That's
don't know
also
that.
information we could try to find out by asking around. If he's beefing up his security at his home, there's gonna be talk of it.
If we do gather information, we'll have
Do
to
you
be
know where this?
extraordinarily careful.
Yeah.
Sorry, Secretary, can you repeat that again?
If we do go looking around for information, we will have to be extraordinarily careful, as I'm sure he has ears and eyes throughout the city.
Correct. But
He'd
you
be
want-
dumb not to.
But you want, I can take one or two of you, and I can show you where it is.
Yeah.
You know the general location, not the specific home. You know that he's in the higher
Yeah.
up facility. Yeah.
Has Rex ever told anyone about his, job?
Being a spy.
Yeah, that one.
I think he mentioned it, but it's
Felix
not.
would be the only one who doesn't know of it.
Yeah,
'Cause it's been brought up.
Yeah, I think it was brought up that he used to be a spy before.
I don't. He
currently
didn't.
a spy.
Well,
he
yeah,
didn't
but
initiate it.
yeah, I didn't know about
Randall and Asparagus initiated it because they're the ones who found him first.
it. Right? Yes. Back at
Randall's
Greenest.
slightly behind.
Oh.
I didn't
And
know about
Felix
it.
wouldn't know. Yeah, Felix and
Gopher
Gopher would
would
not
know.
know about it.
Okay.
So, Yeah, so Zakaris, Jacqueline, and Ryder would know about it because that's when they talked about it.
Okay, good. I just need to know if Jacqueline would know about it because she's about to ask it.
Okay, yeah. No,
Well,
you would know.
You go ahead and ask.
Well,
And then everyone will know.
I can't. As a character, my character would never ask about anything that specific if she didn't already know about it. I know about it because you've told us.
Yeah. But
like as a player, but that's why I was like, does Jacqueline know? Because she's about to ask you to do something.
yes, Jacqueline
Just
knows.
tell me.
Max, do you want to change your figurine since you're a different person?
It doesn't really matter.
Rex,
I got this.
you are
Oh, is that tough?
versed in being a spy.
I'm gonna
Yes?
fall over all the time.
This one.
Let's do that. We won't fall over
Yes,
as much.
I am acquainted of doing all the spy works and stuff. More slightly more getting information.
Would it be unreasonable to ask you to do stakeouts exist in this universe?
What?
Stakeout.
There's,
Stakeout?
yeah, you can do stakeouts. You just
Okay.
you go in there and you find a place to hide.
Add some
I
nice
don't-
salt and pepper.
Yeah, there's stealth in the
Stakeout.
game. Yeah, I know. I saw him making the damn joke before.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can absolutely go and try to find the home and then find a suitable location to try to view from to keep a close eye out.
Yeah. Would it be unreasonable to ask you to do a stakeout, since you are the one who is most well versed in stealth around in this party?
I look at Felix. Yeah, I look at Goldford.
Who's looking around trying to find a mug that seems to be filled with any residue mead in it.
I mean,
Yeah,
Felix
you're
doesn't
right.
really care. Because I mean, all it's
I'm
been
fine
stated
with
is
it.
he's
I've
good
been
at
multiple
gathering
times
information.
before, but the question is,
Which might
we
be
don't
fast
know
for that.
exactly where he lives.
Well, do you
No.
have Felix show you where he lives this morning, and then you stake it out tonight?
It's gonna be pretty rough. Depends where he lives, though. Because staking out is a very big risk. Depends on where he is.
That is why we can only. That is why we can only.
That's why I've only wanted to bring one or two people. We're trying to keep a low profile.
If we're gonna do this, then I'm fine. Means me and you are gonna go, and we're gonna take another person.
Completely lost everything.
I think 2 should go.
Just
Any
two.
more than 3. I mean, any more than 2 would be a little too much.
Alright, I'll take him then. We'll try to pinpoint the exact.
So you two
Area.
are doing the stakeout then?
No, we're gonna
No,
go
we're gonna
look
go
for his
find
house.
his house.
Look for us. Okay.
Because I know a rough area. Don't know specifics. Because I haven't given a shit about this guy till now.
All right.
While we're doing
Not
that,
exactly
what are you guys
emergency.
doing?
We can gather information in town.
I have my own things in town that I would like to accomplish if possible, but while doing so, I can gather more information.
Speaking of that, where your plan was to leave? What happened to that?
Did she say anything about it?
That not that she was leaving yet. That she
Not-
had plans to leave, but not yet.
Yeah, that's why I said, were you planning to leave though?
I don't think anyone.
I didn't say get a specific date.
I
Or
was
I didn't mean like today.
eventually planning on going back to my hometown. But you all agreed to stay with me,
Yeah.
yes?
I'm
Did you
fine.
not?
We didn't agree on when.
What?
It's just a we
Eventually.
will.
Yeah. I mean, when I feel like going, if you're all willing to go with me, then that's what we'll do. Not leaving alone, that would be ludicrous.
Okay. So you guys have got information.
Yup.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Very nice lady
And
wanted.
calendar.
Very nice lady wanted her salmon from the fridge. So, all right, back to where we were at. So the plan is
rule
for
is cafe.
Felix and Rex to go investigate, to try to
Yeah.
find the house, and then
To go
stake it out.
scope out the house.
I mean, he's not
and-
going to stay up the stakeout part.
Okay.
And then Rex is gonna
That's
stake it out because he's the most versed in stealth.
Okay. What's the rest of you doing?
Well, so as long as that's what Rex wants to do.
Yeah, it's up to Rex what he does.
Yeah, it's up to Rex.
Well, it's up to you.
It
Go
depends
for
on-
Jacqueline.
Depends where he lives, because he.
We're at least going to go try to find it.
Yes, that makes
Yes,
sense. So you two.
But before we go,
Okay.
where should we meet up? Or are we gonna meet up back here? Because I suggest we meet up back at the house.
How many more nights do we have in this place?
You reserved about.
I think they only did the
Yeah, you did one night. So
One?
yeah.
Okay.
So if you were to stay another one, it would cost another 2 gold and 5 silver.
Could meet back here. We could meet where we met before.
I said we met. If I remember correctly, there's a tower in the central.
That's where we met.
That's
last
where we met
time.
before.
The archive.
Yeah, we met outside that.
So meet there then.
Meet there.
Yeah.
Then after that, we'll discuss over at Felix's house.
Why would we not just what?
To avoid any other eavesdroppers.
Because nobody else knows where Felix's home is
Oh.
other than Ryder. But
I mean, he could take the four of them. We could meet there.
but if you leave without Rex, then Rex wouldn't know where Felix's home is. Beside the point.
We're gonna meet at the big spire in the middle of the city, and then we're gonna go to Felix's house.
Okay.
And then figure out a different inn to stay.
Yeah. So 2 of you head out. What's the rest of you doing? Zakaris, Jacqueline, Gopher, and Ryder.
Go for all I can think is that fish stick.
Fish stick and booze.
Oh, actually, before Felix would leave,
Well, you guys haven't left the room yet. I'm just
Yeah.
asking what they're doing yet.
he would. Well, we're gonna leave. Some of you should go and try to find like anything that we brought up, like the looking for jobs or moving stuff or extra guards.
I'm not the greatest at gathering information, but I can try.
What are you telling me? You have Ryder. I put my hand out towards Ryder.
Ryder puts his hands up and waves.
He's already gone.
Halfway
I'm
up.
not the greatest at gathering information. I'm taking him along.
Oh.
Yes, you would.
But okay, so as you two leave, you open the door and you can see Rex. You recognize her as Shayla is there, standing.
Shillelagh.
Shayla is standing there, kind of looking a bit distraught and slightly more emotionless.
Straighten her out a bit.
Shayla, it's been a day, right? On Earth.
It has been a day.
It's been about 24 hours.
It's been less than that. If you guys need help with anything, just ask. I don't know who this man is, but I can do something.
Is the door currently open?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone can see.
I'm standing
Oh
at the
yeah.
door
Everyone
like
can
this.
see Shayla is there. Shayla is there. Fucking damn it.
I'm basically holding
You've
the door
done
like
that multiple
this.
times.
Were you eavesdropping?
I didn't mean to. I was just trying to find
Let me
Zakaris.
step in the room for a second.
And
we'll
Zakaris
discuss
popped his
this.
head like, yeah, what about me?
I'll close the door. I'll
Yeah.
try to
So
So
erase
now
the
Shayla
door.
is in the room. Shayla. Ugh!
Zakaris. Everyone else, I think we should leave the room and have these two.
I mean,
She's asking about what we're doing. I believe we should explain. She's heard,
Yeah, she heard, but
so
she
also
understood.
original goal was to find Zakaris too.
Yeah, we can leave the room after we explain.
yes. Why do you
Yes.
sound like me?
I guess we'll inform her then.
You know, we just tell her about everything, all the shit that she should know about, I guess.
Okay. After.
No, you guys, me and Felix were gonna go.
Then you're okay.
Okay,
I
so
get
you
it.
two leave.
And we also explain what they're going to do.
Okay. So, as you two
Nice
leave,
to
there is not a
finally
figure
do.
behind the door this time.
Are you sure?
I can't see invisibility.
It's just,
No.
it's just the ghost of Foray.
It's Krillin.
It's one
Bang, bang.
It's just Krillin. Soul flare!
That's Chris ready for they do flare.
Anyways, so you guys go out to head into the more upper district of the city. The rest of you explain the circumstances to Shayla, and she kind of nods here and there, still kind of like looks down towards the ground, but then after a little bit she takes a deep breath and just... Okay, well, I can also ask around, or I can partner up with someone.
I feel like the one who would make the comment about that is the one you have to play today.
Yeah. I think so too.
Maybe not.
Yeah, hasn't he like really pissed her off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna exactly work off when you're saying those two idiot tieflings over there. Not exactly.
I mean, I think he would still be the
That
one
is
to
what
make a
he
comment.
He kind of knows when his presence is getting pushed away enough. But besides the point. So after explaining everything to her, this is what she says. What are your guys' plans? The three of you. Because Ryder will just follow somebody.
God damn it, Ryder, do your job!
He's gonna do it, but he doesn't want to roleplay it. It's a lot of work.
He's being dragged with a rope like Pikachu in the first
It's on a
episode.
kite. Levitate.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone got my reference.
No. What are you guys doing?
Well, Shayla, I did promise you that I would show you around the city, so I could do that, and we could look for information.
Okay, we can do that. You ain't there, Felix. You also don't know their relationship.
I don't even think we know our
This is Randall's voice.
Everybody in the group doesn't know what the relationship is.
Everyone else in the group just
I don't even think
assumes-
Jake or Mason know what their relationship is.
I mean, we're friends.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you sure?
Just friends?
I was waiting for Sakaris to say
Anyways,
that.
Boy.
so what are you guys doing now? She's agreed to go with Sakaris. Are you all going your separate ways to find information, or is somebody taking Ryder, or the other three of you going as a group?
I thought she was gonna go do something.
Were you going to do something separate?
Yeah.
Okay, so then Ryder will follow you. Go for it.
Okay.
To go drinking and
Eat fish sticks.
other things.
Eat
Yeah,
fish sticks.
yeah, that's what the kids are calling nowadays.
Ryder leans in, puts out fists towards you. They give us a brief fist bump
God dang it.
for fish sticks.
Yes, eating
Also,
fish
I have the
sticks.
chills.
The two best people to probably, in this scenario, to try to find information.
Anyways, so what are you doing, Jacqueline? Are you going off to find information, or what are you doing?
The secondary finding information.
Okay, what was your primary?
Because she's not great at finding information. Primary was she's looking for a magic shop that isn't closed.
Okay, fair enough. Are you looking for anything specific?
They're all
What?
closed.
Like things that are based off of...
Just a place that can do just like a minor
Okay, that's fine.
for fairly cheap. Hopefully.
Well, depends on the enchantment, but...
Oh
Okay, make a investigation check. Everyone can make an investigation check as well.
No, I want to make an all-seeing
yeah.
check.
No. My investigation.
Investigation or persuasion for
Okay.
everyone except for...
Felix and Rex.
well, actually, no. It could be investigation or persuasion because you're asking around to see if people can give you information. So, persuasion or investigation.
Okay. I'm gonna do persuasion.
I figured it was, rather than -1.
Yeah. I mean, even still,
Oh, Ryder gets advantage. Did not do much better.
I got an 11.
11. Okay.
Are we going in circles?
Zakaris, what'd you get?
13 for investigation.
Okay. You can tell that also following behind you,
You roll for Shayla?
I did. Shayla does not seem to be exactly understanding what she's looking for, so a lot of times she doesn't pick up anything useful. Especially not with her roll of, poo.
Nice.
Son of a bitch. I tied her.
In disadvantage, it did not help her.
I tied her.
But, you tied? That's not good.
No.
You would have advantage, though. Being part of this city, you would have advantage.
I rolled a fucking 2.
Much better.
Hey!
Dudes,
Hi.
what's up?
How's it going?
Good. Oh, you don't need any more tables up here, huh?
No, we've got the 2.
It's all good, huh?
Sorry for the little brief cut there as well. We had another
We're keeping
nice
that
man
in.
come up and see if we needed anything.
Keeping that in.
No. But,
Here's what you should do. You should keep in the part where you're like, hey dudes, and then just cut to
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Immediately talking about it.
Alright, maybe.
Maybe.
But, so I'm gonna need everyone's numbers again because I totally lost track. Zacchaeus got 13. Jacqueline got 12. 11.
You can give me a 12 if you want.
Same thing. Felix, what'd you get?
I know I'm 17.
17. Gopher.
13.
13. Rex.
15.
15. Okay. Ryder did not do very well. He got a 14 with his natural 2, and I believe it's +9. No, it's plus persuasion +7. So he got an 11.
Oh,
You got a 2 and a 4.
Should we say which one we did, though?
No, you don't need to do that because as long as the total's the only thing that actually affects that. Because you're either investigating and try to find it, or you're asking other people around it. So we'll start with Jacqueline. Jacqueline, looking around, going towards the magic or the shop-oriented portion of the city once more. You can tell that some of the stores seem to have opened up again, but since it's no longer nighttime, some of the buildings are still destroyed, blocked off through different wooden barricades, and generally not open. You can definitely see Enchantment Divine is nearby. Enchanting Divine. Though the door is closed, and there's a closed sign as well in front of it. You do find another nearby store that seems to have pretty remedial enchantments. They don't have a whole lot of items on. They have a few potions, but other than that, they don't have anything huge. But you could definitely ask about enchanting something. What are you trying to enchant?
She's trying to enchant her deck of throwing cards.
Okay.
As an entire deck, not individual
Right.
cards.
That would make it a little bit cheaper as well as a bit faster rather than enchanting 52 individual cards.
I want this one to be fire. This one to be fire. I want this one to be explosive.
Yeah, no. Explosive. This isn't fucking Borderlands. What is this? But,
Not sponsored by Gearbox.
so you're enchanting them with what? To return to the deck?
Yes.
Okay.
What if she throws them and the deck isn't full? She wants it to want to become a full deck again.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
the
that
card
she never
essentially
loses her card.
Yeah, the cards would essentially come back into the deck after being thrown at it and colliding with an object.
Yeah.
Okay. So
The ground counts.
yes, if you miss, you're gonna probably get it sent back.
You missed, but you roll well enough. It just continues circling the globe.
Yeah, she's also just also an enchantment to make sure it just keeps going until it hits something.
Yeah. An enchantment like that would generally cost about he charges it for about 100 gold.
100?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could try to work around that with some speech, or you can just take the 100 gold.
She'll take the 100 gold.
Okay, yeah. So it would take a couple hours to do it, just because there's a lot of cards involved.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna be like inquire how much would it take to also when they go back have them shuffle somehow.
he'll do it for free.
Oh, okay. So she'll just
Every time you
keep
throw it, the deck floats. Card goes in.
Yeah.
He'll do it as flavor for free for the 100 gold.
They just like circle her. She throws one and they just go back into
Yeah,
the.
they'll do that. Sure, why not? Sounds fun.
Cool.
Right.
They still do like a D4 though.
They do a D4 plus your dex, so So yeah, they're darts, more or less. Or your strength. Because they are finesse throwables. But it'll take a few hours and about 100 gold, so.
Okay.
He holds out his palm to take the 100 gold from you and the 52 cards. And
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, mark your 100 gold. Anything else that you're going to be doing? Other than now investigating, or? You're not there.
That would actually be something that she would do. She would just bring it up.
Bring it up to, about the Karn dude.
Yeah, like tartar sauce guy.
Froust.
Tartar sauce.
I'm pretty sure I've called him just Froust at this point.
Karn.
Turniston Froust.
Turnstile Froust. Okay.
So yeah, the human man with his kind of graying hair, he seems to be in his mid-40s, standing there, takes your cards, takes the gold, sits them underneath. Is there anything else you need?
No offense, but you look to have been around for quite a while around here.
I've been local for many years.
Have you heard the name Turniston Froust?
Yeah, he's pretty higher up folk. Don't usually see him down here. He's actually an enchanter himself and makes his own items.
Oh. Any more information?
Other than that, he lives pretty much like a prince. I haven't seen him around. He's been him and his horse have been gone for a little bit. They just came back though from a recent travel. One of my guard buddies told me about it.
Oh. All right. Seems to be well known around here.
Well, yeah, I mean he's been here for a few years.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, I'll have these ready for you in about like maybe 2 hours or so.
All right.
All right. See you later, ma'am.
Okay.
And he goes into the back room. You can hear some disturbingly loud, like blade-like objects in the back going.
She thinks nothing of it.
Doesn't seem to correlate with your enchanting at all.
You come back, you have
now
104 cards.
104. Does... Okay. Now what she will do, since being out in the open, she's a little conspicuous.
Your tiefling self with your
Yeah.
your robish clothing
Robish clothing and a busty figure.
and horns.
And horn, exactly. She doesn't think many people will want to speak of, important stuff if they saw someone who, individual looked like her just walking around. So she will cast invisibility on herself and just walk.
You're doing this in the middle of the street?
She will find any alley that she can just go into and not come out of.
Okay, that's fine. You walk down, you kind of like do a little proud walk when you're heading towards an alley, and then you're looking around, nobody seems to notice you, you just boop. Roll out magic.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Also mark your second level spell slot.
Judge.
And
Just because
downtown Waterdeep was never the same, but then another explosion.
When another fireball engulfs into the fucking alleyway.
Wait, invisible is not a ritual?
Invisibility is not ritual. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since she's not really thinking about like concealing herself, even though she's concealing herself, her candle does just like engulf her in a bright purple flame. So the alley just lights up and nothing comes out of it.
Cool. Roll out magic.
Yeah. So anyone looking would just see woof, and then just nothing. It's
Demons came to downtown.
17.
Okay, you're good. So yeah, you walk in. Nobody seems to look around. Card kind of just like spins in it and engulfs into flame, and your entire figure becomes transparent, and then candle goes transparent. So now you're just walking around.
Yeah,
walking
around,
specific.
trying to get as close to any like grouping of people she can find as she can without actually brushing against them.
Are you staying within this vicinity, or are you are you heading anywhere else?
Well, given that the information she got from the enchanter guy was that he was an enchanter and made his own product. She's going to stay around the shop district.
Okay.
Because, 2 and 2, he makes his own stuff. He might sell it at some point.
Okay.
So, he might be known around the shops.
make a perception check with advantage.
Perception.
Yes.
Well, ooh, good thing I have perception. Advantage, that's what I was telling my brains. Mush. That didn't matter. All right, 9.
9. You're listening in. You get really close a few times, and you just lean in. Just dude lets out a disgusting, near vomit sound as he's just there's a group of people who are nearby, and there's silence. They're all kind of looking around in confusion. You kind of approach, this might be interesting. The fish was undercooked. Oh, I'll be right back. And he goes off into an alley somewhere. You can hear some distance. Just some vomiting in the corner. We'll get back to... We're going to cut from that.
Oh,
so.
I'm just wondering if she would be able to help herself saying, how rude.
But, so Zakaris and Shayla, you're investigating, looking around for any information about Karn or Froust.
Is there a choice?
I mean, Froust, I'm guessing.
Do I win $1 million?
Yeah.
I guess, right?
Okay. And where are you searching?
Because I'm showing her around the city, probably nowhere in particular, just kind of like a general gist around the city.
So everywhere in particular.
Okay. So yeah, you're showing her around, and she kind of looks at a few landmarks, tries to avert her gaze towards some of the destroyed and ramshackle buildings. And you're not necessarily picking up anything new. You're still gathering information about the explosions, the attacks, the fear of the sparks, people traveling with gold, things like that. It's things that you had gathered the night before.
Okay.
And Shalay does not gather anything interesting as well. She just leans in. So you're from here?
Yes. Though I must confess, it was not this fuck when I used to.
What? You cut off at the end there.
I assume it was when you just lived.
It was not this fucked when I used to live here.
Oh.
Will we cut off again?
No. Well, I would hope so. This place is rather droll and depressing.
Yes, it has that effect. It is not a pretty place.
No. Well. I mean, at least one thing is nice here, and it's that sea air is pretty refreshing.
I suppose. What are your plans now?
I don't know. I'm gonna still finish my project that I did, otherwise it would have all been for waste. So I'll be staying here for at least the better part of a week to establish some kind of center that I can finish the construction. I won't know if it works until I try it, so.
I'm not quite sure I understand how this works, so I will leave it to you.
It's complicated. Long story short, you speak into a rod and someone on the other end of it should be able to hear you.
That sounds impressive. And this is all without a
What?
Spell.
A spell? Well, the rods themselves are made of plated platinum, so they have minor enchantments to them to resonate, but other than that, no, they don't have a spell for other magical means.
It's impressive.
It's expensive. It's been at work for many years.
I don't say anything else to her, and I just keep looking.
Yep. So in this awkward silence,
You just hear in the background someone yell, awkward.
No. You're listening to other conversations while still showing her around, and her mood seems to have perked up a little bit more. But you're not gathering anything for new information. Is there anything that you wanted to do, or just continue to show Shayla around the city?
Just give her a tour of the city.
Okay. Do you take her anywhere specific, or do you take her to your home, or just...
definitely not my house.
Okay. Just curious. Okay, so
This is
now...
my beautiful home.
Yes, so now, Gopher. I'm saving you two for last, since yours is probably the most important one.
Why would it be?
Gopher and Ryder. What are you two doing?
Drinking a
Fish
Coke.
going around eating fish sticks.
Okay. Yeah, you find the same fish sticks all. The fairly stronger man that seems to be the fisherman of sorts that's there sees you. Hey!
Hey!
Slides over two of them, you give him a few copper pieces, and
Alright.
pays it forwards. Ryder covers it with his 2 copper.
Alright, cool.
Dude, that's all that.
Sure. It's copper. What are you guys doing?
I guess we'll just kind of walking around that general market area.
Okay.
You know, just listening around.
You're listening. What was your perception again? Or investigation?
Oh, it was 13.
It was 13. Okay. Listening in to a few things. Once again, you don't hear anything new. But what you do hear is the sound of Ryder accidentally biting the stick that the fish is on. And it's just...
Wait,
Totally unobserving to everything else.
are these like fish corn dogs?
They're literally fish on a
On
stick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like literally
Literally.
fish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
It is a grilled and seared
yeah.
fish on a stick.
I was honestly thinking of a fish.
No, that's why I literally said the literal term of a fish stick.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure we brought that up last
Yep.
time too.
But
just a giant deep fried fish
Not
thing.
even deep fried. It's just like grilled.
grilled and seared with some kind of
You're lucky
substance
if,
on
you-
it.
You're lucky if you get salmon.
It's something. But you don't gather anything new. The fish is delicious. It's a good snack for your exploring, and better part of a good 20 minutes, you definitely don't hear anything new.
Alright. We'll go check around. Like, we'll go walk towards the pier.
The pier? Okay. Are you going to try to listen into anything new, or are you trying to listen into things? What are you trying to listen
Well,
into?
so we're trying to listen to. So they said like they're transporting cargo and stuff. I don't know if it'll be going on a ship or on a.
So basically asking asking around to see if anybody's taken any recent jobs to transport certain, like a large quantity of like gold or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Make a persuasion check. Oh. What'd you get?
A 20.
Ooh,
Not
you got like
bad.
a 25. So both of you just give a brief nod, finish off your fish sticks, toss them simultaneously into
Nice.
perfectly symmetrical opposing trash bins, and split off into different groups.
Let's
Each of you
get it.
gathering a fair amount of information.
Okay.
What you hear is there doesn't seem to be any new cargo that's traveling like gold. There's a few that seem to be traveling that have just recently left with a lot of different assorted fine jewelry and artwork, as well as like a fairly large bulbous man and about 9 other guards going with him. They seem to be going up north towards Neverwinter.
Okay.
Apart from that, there's definitely no other shipments of gold. Everything is being imported instead of exported currently.
Okay.
Ryder, with a 25, hears the same thing, except also hears that there has been no scheduling of imports for the next coming of a week, as well as nothing to be leaving the city. Essentially, what is here will be here for about a week, and then there isn't anything else scheduled for during that entire week. So if they were to be exporting anything, it's not happening within the next week.
We'll just leave it at that point.
Okay, yeah. That's what it takes you a good hour to gather everything. 'Cause the port's pretty large, a lot of ships, a lot of sailors, all sorts of things. So, Felix and Rex.
Ooh.
You two are exploring the richer town. And what was both of your investigation / perception? 17.
15.
Both of you gather. You go. Bless you. I'm gonna have to lower that audio. But what you guys are gathering is approaching the larger amount of buildings here. They grow larger and larger with more expansive fields. Some of them actually have fenced off fencing and nearly 3 floors. Some of them have 2. Others have massive, beautiful gardens. There seems to only be about 12 or 15 homes like that. And you can tell that Turniston Froust is definitely amongst them. You ask a specific, seems to be like an older woman pushing a cart filled with produce towards one of the homes. And she talks about how the homes that she delivers fresh produce to, as she is a part of the farming or the farmers guild, essentially. She brings them to some of the homes. She does not bring them to Turniston Froust, so you're able to eliminate about half of them. But you'd have to ask very specific things to find the home of Turniston Froust. But they're of the homes that seem to be possibilities for Turniston are the much larger buildings with the fenced-in portions.
So,
Stake out all of them.
yeah, we don't have enough time for that. So Felix, you got any good ideas? We eliminated a few of them.
You're down to about 6 buildings.
Yeah,
Why don't we walk around and try to see what's going on in them?
It's like the 6 buildings are really close together or separate.
They're amongst like several like groups, but they're not near each other. There's some that are a few blocks away. There's one that is a pair that is directly next to each other. They're actually fenced in the same area as well. There is, and then the other 2 are split apart at least another good few blocks. One is about a mile from the rest of them.
Should we check the far one, or should we check the ones that's close by right now?
Let's do these ones first. Because, I mean, if we can find... if we just do a brief check of all of them, and one of them has security out the wazoo, we have a pretty good guess of whose house that would be.
And if none of them do, then it's the far one.
Hopefully.
So what are you guys doing? Are you guys gonna breach the fences to go up to the buildings? Because you're not gonna be able to see into them, because the fences up to the buildings are about 10 feet tall, and to see into the windows, you have to get up closer because it's on a slightly elevated plane.
I was more just trying to see what's going around, like
On the outside of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So which ones are you looking at first? There's the double pair. The closest ones to you are the one that's the ones that are a block
we'll
away.
start closest and then move out.
Okay, so you'll go from this one, then go to the double pair, go to the one, and then go to the far one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Going over to this one, make investigation checks.
18.
2. Okay. Rex is peering really close into like a divide to try to see anything on the other side of the wall. He's more or less looking at a brick wall. Felix, you're looking at it. There doesn't seem to be a massive amount of guards here. There's a few that are out by the front, lazily looking around. You can tell that they're pretty leisurely about it. You can also tell that there's windows, and you can see on the inside of them, there looks to be rather noble family of humans. They have portraits up that have nice places and such. You marking that off? You skipping that one? Okay. Go into the other one. Make investigation checks again. Okay. Rex? 7. Okay.
19.
Okay.
I'm only going up.
So Rex this time is actually able to spot that a tree has a tree branch with what looks to be like a swing built into it. There is a child swinging on it. She looks to be probably about the size of a young halfling. So fairly tiny. On the inside, this is one of the three-floored buildings. Looking at the windows, you can't see anyone inside. There's no guards out front. And looking in the slight windows, you don't see anyone inside.
Does this person have a family?
Maybe.
Putting that one as a maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 floors. Maybe. Okay. Now you're going to the
I
pairs?
was more going with the fact that there's no one but this one person. Like.
Okay. So you guys are going to the pair then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Make investigation checks.
Oh, damn it.
15!
Wait, do you have anything into investigation?
Investigation? No, I don't
Okay.
know that shit. What do you think I got to do last time?
15.
Okay.
We
Both of you
see
can
the
tell
same.
that the paired buildings, they look almost more like communal homes. Though it's in the richer portion of the place, the people that come and go from this building aren't in similar cloth to resemble luxury. They seem to be more of a resort for individuals or travelers that are just looking for a nice stay. And apart from that, there's no guards as well. Those that are coming to and from are carrying their own weaponry and have pretty ramshackle cloth for some of them, of varying races as well. There's some that are tiefling, very few that are dragonborn, no half-orcs, and a varying amount of humans.
Okay.
Look like
Maybe.
a guild.
The interior of it doesn't seem to have much luxury to it either.
That's a maybe.
Once again, yeah, Morgan, that doesn't make
Okay,
Oh,
so you're going to the other one then. Make investigation checks.
this is the one on the hill.
No, this is not. No, this is not the one that's at. This is the one, and then there's the furthest one.
Wow.
Can I make perception?
For
I have a feeling that somebody's following us.
okay, make a perception check.
Oh.
One. You're looking around. We're being followed. You look over.
There's a bird.
You look over. You are the only two people in this entire alleyway.
We're in an alleyway?
You look around. Suddenly, you're in an alleyway. Shit, what? How did we get here? You turn the corner, and there's the house.
And there's that.
What was your investigation?
10.
10? Okay, make an investigation check.
16.
Okay. This time, you like press a hand on Felix. I got this. Felix puts his hands up, looks over, still kind of gleams over your shoulder, try to gather a few things. This home is not what you're looking for. It has nothing in it. The entire house itself looks to be vacated. There's no furniture, there's no guards. The house itself looks nice, and that's when you can quickly gather what Rex you see is that hanging across the door, like the door frame, there seems to be a carved-in etched sign for sale.
You want to check this house out? Is it our mansion?
It is a mansion. It's 2 floors. There doesn't seem to be any furniture or anything inside of it. There's also no people, as far as you can tell.
It's a cover.
I say we
House is
should
underground.
look around. This one.
Well, let's just mark it as a maybe, and let's go check the last one. Because if we don't like that one, we can always come back and start looking around like this one.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys go to the furthest one. This one takes you a while. It's much further away.
6 in total, correct?
Yes, 6 homes in total. You marked the double, the second one, and the fourth one as maybes. Technically, 5th one is because the double has 2. So you go to the furthest one. That one takes you a little bit longer to get to. As you get closer and closer to it, it's definitely going up a steeper hill, and the fence itself is much larger due to the fact there's a very large garden out front of it with a small shed. It stands about 2 stories, and there's nobody around, nobody tending to the garden, nobody coming from the shed, no guards. From the windows that you can see, which is difficult because the fence itself is about 10 feet tall, and the gate is also barred. Not barred, but it's just a bar gate. You can still open it, it's not locked. And on the interior windows, I'm just trying to think of the front of the house. Going around, you can see there's like a loftish area up on the top left corner. And through the windows, it's lavish. There is portraits, there are statues, there's suits of armor. It is gorgeous. You do not see anyone inside though.
What does
this?
portraits look like?
Is the statue of Karn?
Looking at the statues, they just look like statues. They don't have any facial features that could give resemblance to them. But it's a statue. That's the only one you can actually see. from your angle. And the portraits are... You'd have to get closer to look at them further. You just know that they're portraits because they have bits and pieces of what look to be paintings, and then the fiber mesh that goes around the sides of it, which look to be gold. You'd have to get closer, because right now you're still about 30 feet away from it.
Should we go inside and just ask about the owner of this place?
I mean, you can. I'm gonna look for a place to be a little stealthy, and I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Okay, you can find an alleyway. You go back to the alley that you were in before that just kind of distracted you. No, but you find an alley. Roll wild magic.
1.
Final.
Okay. Yeah. Mark your second level spell slot.
Like Jacqueline, you don't burst into flames before disappear.
I'll be
No,
like,
it emanates from
What
the
the-
arm first and then goes up to the rest of your body. But
you rub this whole body.
Just vibrates out of existence.
so you're going. What are you doing, Rex?
Might as well. I'll be going along, I guess. To the front door.
Okay.
I'm
You
literally
open.
gonna walk like right beside you.
Okay. So you open the gate. You sneak in through the gate. Just make a stealth check with advantage, just because it would matter if somebody else was looking for you. Those do not look like very good rolls.
There was a 4 and a 2.
Those are not very good rolls.
I was gonna open the gate. He trips. Like,
They just see a
6. So what you hear, Rex, because your passive is much higher than that. You open the gate. You start walking up. You hear, boom, and you can see the other gate seem to have like vibrated slightly, and then the other gate just. You see
Out my arm on
some
the other door.
you see some steps in the dirt as they're coming up towards you. Just
pause a minute and let him walk away. I'll just stare. I'll stare at the gate, like not look at the. Try not to look at the footsteps.
what are you doing, Felix?
How much of the area is dirt?
Hmm?
How much of the area is dirt?
It's a dirt way up, but the rest of it's grass that goes outwards, and it's like pristine cut. The garden itself has tons of different kinds of foliage and flowers of sorts, but that's more towards the left side of the building.
Would I be able to walk on the grass?
Yeah, you can
Without
walk.
running
You can
into
take a step
anything?
on the grass.
Okay.
Take a step on the grass. Walking in the grass.
Yep.
So where are you going?
I'm up.
Okay, so you're stepping in the grass to go up towards the front door.
Yeah.
All right. So Rex.
So I'm done taking a bit, look at the gate, like freaking out, like what the hell?
Okay.
Dude, all forward to the gate.
Okay.
I see footsteps on the grass.
No, you don't see footsteps in the grass.
Okay. I got.
Yeah, but doesn't matter. So what are you doing?
I'm assuming I'm at the front door, right?
Yep, there's a fairly large door knocker too. It's a double-sided door. It's got the two ones that you push open to the side, and the door knocker seems to be split, but it has the door knocker that goes into the middle of both doors.
It's just a door knocker that looks like Karn. It's like, oh.
It's just the tusks or the actual like handle. It just looks like a normal door knocker. It does not look like Karn.
No, I'm just in case someone answer, I need to figure out a good way to put this.
Do you want to do my walking around first then?
Do you want to think of something while he looks around?
Yes.
Okay. So Felix, what are you doing?
I'm walking around looking in the windows.
Okay. Looking into the windows, you can see that the windows have like painted glass. They have designs cut into them that are kind of reminiscent of like a holy figure almost. And looking inside, there's lavish red carpets. There are 2 suits of armors that look to be pretty much identical. They have them worn on top of what looks to be like statue figurines inside of them, but they don't have any facial features to really take note of. Going along the left side of the building. Going over the right, you can tell that there's no windows or anything on that side. And then going across the left, which is in front of the garden, that's where you see the painted glass and everything. Are you going all the way to the other side then?
Yeah.
Okay. Going up to there, you can see that there is a few other windows. There's windows up on the second floor as well. The place that you had with the painted windows before, up above you, is where that loftish area was. You can see that there's about 2 chairs or a bench of sorts with like a small umbrella, almost meant for leisure. Then going along the side, you can tell that there's like a bulbous like point to this portion, like a roundish point almost. It looks like it would be like a similar to a castle's tower. Going to the backside, you can see there's more painted glass and more painted glass on the second floor. You hear music. It's almost classical. It sounds like it would be of a piano.
Okay. Do I see anything just looking in the windows that I can use to try to identify this place?
Nothing that catches your eye immediately, other than it just reeks of money.
Literally, like, money doesn't smell very good.
It smells like metal, man.
I mean, the whole building itself is also like brick. It's not stone. It's not wood. It's a solid brick building, and very meticulously placed in different patterns and such. You can see because of the different colorations of the red bricks themselves, they have patterns to them.
Yeah. If I can't gain any information, I'm trying to identify who owns this from the windows. I go back around and I keep my distance, but I keep an eye on him at the door.
Okay. You'll be passing the the shed that's over by the
windows on it.
There's no windows, no.
Then I'm not gonna try to get into it.
Okay. It's basically like the size of almost like a small room, you could say, like pretty much half the size of like a hotel room.
I was going to say an outhouse.
It could be. You don't know what's in it, but
yeah.
Okay.
Hang on a second. I need to check something.
Okay. Well, Rex, did you figure out what you're gonna do?
I think this might work, but I don't have time to change my clothes. So I'll knock on the door.
Okay.
Hello? Anybody at home?
Moment passes. Second moment passes.
Third moment passes.
About a minute passes and nothing happens.
Nothing happens. I guess no one's here. Is there like a pathway to go around the back of the house?
Looking at the pathway, there seems to be like a branching path that leads to a portion of the right, just directly to the next of the front door, and you can see that there's like liftable portions of it as the it looks to be the like slightly different types of brick. They're much smoother and softer when you go up to them. They look like you could be able to kind of like lift up the whole thing.
The brick, right?
Yeah, there's like a handle that you could lift up.
Towards the right of the...
It would be a portion of the house. It's basically like, picture a garage door.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep. I'm keeping track on the good old Audacity.
I guess I'll check that thing.
Okay. So you're gonna try to lift it?
No, I'm gonna knock on it.
Okay, knock on it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I try to lift it.
Make an athletics check. Felix, you can see that Rex goes over, knocks on the door. A minute passes, goes over, knocks on the other portion of discolored bricks with like the handle, and he's going down to lift it. Do you stop him or anything?
No, but I would walk over closer.
Okay. So make an athletics check. 8. You go down to lift. It lifts ever so slightly. It's not locked, but it's incredibly heavy.
Okay, I'm just gonna try that one try. So I'll go over it.
Okay, yeah, you just let it down.
Can I see anything peeking in it quick?
No, because unless you were doing that when he was doing it, because he only lifted it for maybe a few seconds. Unless you were doing that right when he did that, I would say no. You could do it again. You could convey that. Okay. So you tell Rex to...
I would just be close by. I wouldn't be trying to dock.
Okay, yeah, but well, you wouldn't have been able to check underneath it unless you were initially doing that first, because you would have to get on the ground, like looking directly under it, like trying to look underneath like a door frame.
Just tap my shoulder.
No, he's trying to retain as little stealth as he has.
You think you're pretty stealthy, other than the door circumstance. So, what are you guys doing then?
Just guess there's no one here, and Let's take a quick. There's a window, right?
Not on the front. You have to go to the other side.
I'll have to go to the other side. I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna just head out the gate.
I'm gonna follow him out.
Okay. So you guys head out of the gate.
And once we're a ways away, I'll drop him.
Okay. So where are you going, Rex? Because he's gonna essentially follow you.
I'm gonna go towards the cell house, the house that's been being.
Oh, the one that's empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might
Okay.
I'll probably keep it visible.
So the
but
fifth
that's where
house.
he's going.
Okay. So yeah, you guys get there. Zakaris, Gopher, is there anything that you two would be doing at this point, or are you guys going back to the archive to wait?
We'll be going back to the archive.
Okay, so you and Ryder are. Zakaris, is there anything that you're doing with Shayla?
We will be going to the archive as well.
Okay. Okay. Jacqueline, would you be doing anything, or are you going back to the archive? Okay, we're gonna come back to you guys then, as you guys are the only ones now exploring the houses. So, you go back to the abandoned one. It takes you the better part of about like half an hour to travel through the city.
How long would we have spent at the house?
Maybe about 10 minutes. You still got about 20 minutes of your invisibility left. It would not have taken you that long, especially if you didn't go into the buildings. You just were peering through windows.
Oh, this really is last time.
It does. That's why he has 20 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
But you get to this building and you see the fence work that's up there. It's still fairly large, and the gate itself doesn't seem to be huge. But this is the home that you have seen as empty before.
I'm gonna go and see if I'm trying to go inside.
Okay. You open up the gate, not locked.
Yeah, I'm inside the house, so I'm just continuing.
Oh, you're going into the house.
Yeah.
Okay. So you open the door, look inside. It is basically an unlived-in home. As far as you can tell, the walls themselves are very well decorated. Well, not decorated, but very well maintained and kept in a pristine manner, to the point of where it looks like this building was just freshly made.
And you said it's 2 floors?
Yes. Yes.
Are you still following me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's invisible following you.
Okay, I was like,
I would make sure to duck out of the building though and like pop in the alleyway before I run out of invisibility though.
Yeah, well, yeah. You still got 20 minutes, so you're good for a while.
I guess I'll explore around the house. I'll do a little investigation.
Okay, yeah, make an investigation check. What are you doing, Felix?
If he's looking around, I'd just keep an eye out and look around too.
Okay, make an investigation check.
That got caught.
12. Felix?
15.
Looking at this house, you're checking the floors, you're kind of putting your hand up, smoothing around things, looking underneath.
Dust.
There's no dust. Looking across the floor with your eye, there's nothing in this house. It is just an empty home. You're looking for any kind of like trapdoors potentially, nothing. You're knocking on walls here and there, try to find anything. Nothing going on there.
Am I looking outside too? Like every time I see
Looking outside, there's nothing outside that actually is recognizable. The building seems to the exterior of the fence yard doesn't have really anything around it. It doesn't have any trees, foliage. It has grass. That's essentially all that there is.
Detect magic. I think this is a no-go. Guess I'll wait for...
I thought you were gonna start talking to the air for a second, like, this isn't the house.
No, I just muttered to myself.
Shaking his head. No.
I just muttered to myself, like, I guess I'll just go wait for Felix at mansion, I guess. Or outside of this band.
You get the feeling that
I'll slip out before him and go in drop invisibility.
Yeah, okay.
Meet him outside in front of it.
Okay. So you see Felix as you're leaving.
Oh, hey,
out there.
Felix. So, where do you run off to?
Yeah, don't worry about it. But this house is not the house.
Don't worry.
What?
So what are you two doing then?
Can I get inside that?
Sure. Make an insight check.
Like, I'm curious, like, I'm the one inside the house.
I mean, to be completely fair, Rex would absolutely be skeptical of such a thing if someone said, don't worry about it, when they just disappeared.
15.
get the feeling that the loud knock from the gate before was probably Invisible Felix. Especially when he ducked into an alleyway and you didn't see him since then.
What the hell are you stalking me for?
Don't. Shh. This is not the time and place.
Okay, should we
That's
meet up
not
with
sinister at all.
the other group now since we checked out most of these buildings? Unless you still be successful on one of them still. Because this one's still a no-go, so we have...
Yeah. Technically 4 that we're...
4? I thought we had like...
It's because we weren't exactly sure on the resort. Want to double check that in case maybe he also uses his house as a resort. I doubt it, but...
The one that's the double building.
Oh, the double building?
Yeah, that's why it's 4.
I thought we didn't count that because we thought it was just like a random guild thing that just...
I put it down as a maybe.
Well, you thought wrong.
I mean, you could think it... You could make your own list of what you think of the buildings. Felix put it down as a maybe, just in case.
Okay, then we can check it out to make it clear for you.
Okay.
So you guys go look at that building?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys do? You're standing in front of it.
Should we go inside since it's free to go?
I don't know if it's free to go, but sure.
Shall I go inside?
Yeah.
Okay. You open up the gate. Some of the people that are kind of nearby look at you. They don't seem to do anything as you're approaching the rest of the building. You guys go inside then?
Before I ask more, the people that pass by, can ask about the building. Like, is this building the
guild?
No. Yeah, someone thinking that it's a guild, but I'm gonna say, is this building special? Like,
To just somebody that's outside?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you see this woman who's out there. She seems to be tending to her weaponry. She has a fairly large, long sword and is using a whetstone on it. I'd say that it's pretty special.
Is this for it's open for many people or just certain people?
I mean, it's open to everyone.
Over
If you need a place, it's pretty much open. You manage your own food. You get safe lodging. It's also used for a lot of homeless individuals.
Oh, I see. So it's for people who doesn't have a home. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. Stay for some time. Get back on your feet. Sometimes the water gets slow. Works out well.
Works out well. Is the owner of this building here or?
Yeah, he's inside.
What's the owner's name?
To be honest, I barely know him. But his name goes by Ardric. Ardric, I think. Yeah, small man, nice gnomish man.
Nice gnomish man.
I'm not gonna lie, I was ready the dun dun dun. If he said Turniston Frost. If he did, if that happened, I was like, oh.
Do you know what I realized?
Reveal.
We never even got the name of the gnome that rode on his...
No, the gnome, the bard dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bard dude died. Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, we killed him.
Yeah, you killed him. You cut off his arms and his head.
That was a fucking ass.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the asshole bard. He was the gnome. Okay.
And he was also a halfling.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
I thought it was the gnome that was riding on
No, he was a halfling.
the orc.
So, yeah, what are you guys doing now?
Let's go inside and ask about this person.
Okay.
As I see Felix writing in his notebook.
Yeah, you see him open up like a small ledger.
So 3 and 4 in the double houses, correct?
Yes, 3 and 4 in the double house.
Nice.
Blows up.
Yeah, and then it just catches fire spontaneously.
That'd be sad.
So
Burns.
we're inside the building and
The interior of the building, it's busy. It's bustling. There are kids, there are elderly, there are various races. It's pretty much just like a school, almost.
Oh.
Hey, I don't think this is what we needed now that we've come in.
I asked around for the owner. So
Yeah, you start asking, can I speak to the owner? Owner, please? And some of the kids kind of like step a little bit back, and they kind of, some of them whisper to each other. They go hide in a room. Some of the other like elderly individuals, they one of them approaches you. He's upstairs. I'll go grab him for you. And she very, 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 very slowly goes up the stairs.
falls down a couple times. So we start.
I walk behind her and here, let me help you up.
Okay, so you help her up the stairs, saving probably a good 10 minutes of time.
I'm guessing Felix will stay.
I'll follow him if he's going upstairs.
I was really hoping they were just gonna let him do that.
I mean,
You get introduced to the gnomish man. He's pretty elderly for a gnome. He's well into his 300s, and when you knock on the door and open it, his room doesn't look like something that an official, a professional individual would be. His room has tons of toys in it that seem to have been recently played with, a desk that has drawn markers on from several different pieces of chalk, and papers just kind of strewn about, as well as some that are neatly stacked into a pile. But otherwise, there's other children's books. Seems to be a lot like more of a therapist's office than an actual professional room.
I had a little flashback about the orphanage,
I was gonna say, are there 3 pictures of a clown just staring
at This is not the happy room. This is not the happy room from South Park.
The soft room, yeah.
The soft room.
Oh, sir. I forgot his name again.
Ardric.
Oh, Sir Ardric.
Is that something I can help you with?
Yeah, I have a few questions about this neighborhood and stuff.
Alright.
How acquainted are you about this neighborhood? This upside.
Well, I know that everyone that's been around here tends to come here. Enjoys their time.
Good time? Do you know a person named
Turniston Frost?
Turniston Frost.
Your character would know, so that's fine. Yes, I've spoken a bit from him. Yeah, actually.
He lives around here, right?
He lives in the building, better part of a mile away from here. He's offered me protection from my home a few times.
I'll say how far away? Like a half hour ago, here.
I mean, half hour for you, maybe you and your friend there, but for me it would take me probably a good hour.
Good hour.
He's a gnomish individual. He probably goes slower than you.
Yes, I see. I try not to
offend
him
him
as much as possible. I'm not Ryder.
No, for you it'd be approximately about half hour away.
Half hour away.
Yes.
Can you tell me about this person? Because I'm hearing a lot.
Froust is a nice man. He's offered me protection. He's offered plenty of people protection, especially during these times with the.
I heard he is a merchant too.
He does a lot of work. He is a business professional. He offers protection. He also is a landlord owner, and he's also partly does enchanting work. So he's an all around the boards individual.
Sounds like a real stand-up guy. Why are we going after this dude?
Zacchaeus is in the mind. Kill him.
Kill him.
As a dragon emerges from his home.
Double Karis.
It's a devil Karis.
I understand your pain.
But why? Is there something the matter with him?
No, I've been hearing him around since I got into town, and I'm very curious about this person.
Oh, well, I mean, he just got back. He was recently on a business venture with some of his allies.
Just some business? Do you know what kind of business? I'm assuming just...
No, I didn't ask him about it. I know that he goes out sometimes, but he likes his day inside of his home. Him and his horse.
His horse?
Mm-hmm.
Is something special about the horse, or is it just any kind of horse you just see out in the world?
It's a
It's
black
nothing
stag.
special. It's just a horse.
Just a horse.
Something that he likes to travel to the water with. Likes the air.
The horse likes the air.
No, he likes the air.
Oh, he likes the air.
I mean, maybe the horse likes the air, but I don't know personally. Can't speak to a horse.
Some people can.
Maybe you
Well, that'd be quite a talent.
That is quite a talent. I agree. But thank you for all the information. I was curious, and also another question: what's this building used for?
I hope.
This is like an orphanage or something.
You can call it that. It's more of
School.
It's also partially a school. We generalize it out to the public as a safe haven. You can stay here. We won't ask questions, and as long as you keep tidy to yourself, you keep your hands to yourself, and there's no trouble, then you can stay here for as long as you need.
Refugee.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice place. I'd say.
Thank you. Took a lot of work.
Because I really appreciate this place. It kind of reminds me of my own thing. So we'll leave and we'll meet up with them.
Is there anything that you want to do, Felix?
No,
I respectfully say goodbye to them.
I'll say goodbye to you.
Okay. Well, pleasure to meet you too. If you ever need anything, I'm always here. Alright, so now everyone meets up at the archive. Gopher, Ryder, Jacqueline, and Zacchaeus, and
I see Gopher and Ryder eating fish sticks.
They would have gotten there a good hour before you two did. So is there anything that you guys wanted to discuss? Almost. There's a good point soon.
Are you talking?
He's talking about time.
No,
Right.
like, who are you talking to?
I'm talking about everyone else except for you two. So Gopher, Ryder, Zacchaeus, Jacqueline, and Shayla.
Okay.
Anything that you guys learned of that you wanted to talk about, or what?
I didn't really learn anything that was what we didn't already know, or that no one else could find out just by asking around.
We didn't learn much either, so we
All right.
told them that.
All right.
Ryder here. These fish are damn tasty. You should buy one.
Yeah. So
Neither of them have turned out to mention the time frame.
yes. Regardless, the sun's starting to get to probably closer to 1 to 2 o'clock, and that's when both Rex and Felix show up to the archive.
Sup, guys?
What took you so long?
Gathering information, and I think we have our house.
Right.
We might be able to go make the purchases of his enchanted wares. Trying to be sneaky about the fact that what we're doing.
Oh.
So I think this is the best place to do this now. I say we go see your fabulous home.
Okay.
Fabulous.
So you guys head over to Felix's home.
Yep.
Okay. Personally, yeah. Okay, we'll cut it here. God. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening. We're getting closer and closer to actually using the map.
Yes.
Hopefully the audio is a little bit different. Yeah, please let go of the
I was doing like this, then he keeps pushing my hands down like...
Okay, yeah, because the construction paper definitely gets rid of dry erase marker pretty easily with scratches. But we tried a little bit of something different with the audio, so hopefully it actually fixed some of the reverb. And then next episode, we're going to have camera of the actual board while we move, rather than my shitty-ass pictures from my phone. So...
Will we?
Maybe. You guys have the right home.
Maybe.
I just want to clarify, make sure I got the right home.
No, you got it.
We got the home.
You got the home.
We
He
got
very,
the home.
very explicitly said that.
Alright.
Yeah, the halfling home, guess what? You just couldn't see the halflings as they were inside the home. They didn't reach up to the windows. That's all that was happening.
It wasn't all halflings.
No, I'm talking about the one with just the halfling girl at the swing. It was just halflings inside the home. You just couldn't see them.
Damn.
It was a house of like 12 people.
You didn't answer my question either.
What?
This person has a family.
Turniston Froust.
Innocent Froust.
Turniston.
Turniston Froust.
Just say Karn.
No!
Say.
I want to get my names right.
Anyways, thank you everyone so much for listening. Next episode's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it. We get to use fog for once.
Oh.
Pre-made a map.
Whoa, can I make my...
I mean, one shots. Anyways,
Fog.
thank you everyone so much for
He was
listening.
talking about his own fog.
Oh. You're dead to me. Well, we'll see you guys again on another misrolled adventure.
Yeah.